Alright, how's it going, everybody? I am going to now replace the air filter, also known as the engine air filter, on my 2013 Chevy Cruz LT. I do this once a year. I'm going to record myself doing it, show you guys step by step how I do it. This process is fairly universal across all vehicles. You will save yourself a considerable amount of money if you purchase the engine air filter at the parts store yourself. I bought it for $22, I want to say, and I'm going to install it myself. You will pay considerably more than that at a shop to have it done, or even if you pay like a mobile mechanic type person to do it, you'll be paying them for labor at that point. So here it is. So this is your engine air filter. You do not have to detach that hose. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those Phillips head screwdriver screws in there. So I grabbed my Phillips head, I loosened them already. Now this one in the back is pretty stripped out, and it was when I started. So what I did was, between a regular Phillips head and a couple of Allen wrenches, I went ahead and I gouged that out a little more, as you can see, compared to, say, that screw. And I had to do that, and this one will get that way over time, as you can tell. Now when you run into stuff like that, you're not, like right now I can't get the bolts to replace that. So what I did was I gouged that one out, and then I took this smaller headed screwdriver and I'm able to get in there in between those corners in a way where I can turn that thing back and forth, right? And I'd be able to do the same thing over here, I would imagine, with this other one that's fairly stripped out. And I can get bolts to replace that easy enough. But so now that the thing is loose, right, we see it's completely loose, we're going to pull the old air filter out. Okay, going to pull that out of there. This particular type of air filter has the ribbing, obviously, and the rubber side, but then it has the secondary filter, as you can see on there. That's dirty. And I knew that was dirty the last time I had an oil change. They told me about that, showed me. That's what's going to happen at a shop. We're going to set that on the roof. So that's what will happen at a shop as well. If you're getting an oil change, they'll show you that. I used to do my oil changes. I don't. Where I live, I'm not allowed to do them in the parking lot anyways. So anyways, we're going to grab the new filter. You can see how much cleaner that is. It's the same filter, obviously. And we are going to flip that around the correct way, like such. And then we are going to go ahead and we're going to do right side towards the windshield, right? Face down like it should be. Bear with me, I don't have anybody filming me do this. I am doing this on my own. So now we're going to pop that back in there. I'm doing that as I speak. We're going to pop that air filter right in there. It's nice and clean and fresh. As you can see, it's in there. You set this thing back down. Okay. You're nice and secure everywhere. Your screws are lined up. What I am going to do is show you guys this. Generally, when you're dealing with screws, like if you were changing a tire and you were doing your lug nuts, this would be the same concept. Anytime you're doing a bolt pattern, I want you to watch carefully what I do here. This is important. So I'm going to do one of the stripped out screws first with my alternate screwdriver, of course. And I'm going to tighten that thing down until at this point I'm really not able to do that anymore by hand. Well, it's still going. And then I'm going to come over here. Now I'm going to need my Phillips head because I have a good screw. I'm going to go directly diagonal across. Okay. And then I'm going to tighten that bolt down. It's tightening down a lot easier, obviously. I'm going to actually tighten that one all the way down. I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to do a workaround on the fact that I have 2 strip screws. Okay. So this one is going to be tightened down Am I lined up? I am lined up. So that one's tightened down now. Right there. Then what I'm going to do is to continue in a star pattern, I'm going to jump across here and hit that other one that's stripped out. And I'm going to tighten it down as far as I can with ease by hand. I'm going to tighten that down, tighten that down, tighten that down. You'll notice that one is going easier than the other stripped one I did, so I'm going to come back to that other stripped one at the very end and show you guys a workaround. You can see I've already sprayed some WD-40 in the housing as well, where this screw goes. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and do that again, just to be sure. So I'm going to grab my WD-40 out of the trunk, open that hose up on it, or open up that nozzle on it, and what we're going to do is we're going to get a little bit of WD-40 right here, right in between, right there where the housing is for the screw, right? That's going to help it go down in there easier. We're going to do the same thing on this one. Now that I've got it in a position where it's partially down, I'll go ahead and spray some WD-40 in there. It's going to help that screw go down a lot easier. I'll set that to the side, and I can come back and wipe that up later, obviously. So we were here on the back bolt pattern, right? So I'm going to go ahead and finish screwing that one down, because that one's screwing down fairly easily. So I'm going to screw it down, screw it down, screw it down until it's nice and tight. Boom, boom, boom. We're about 7 minutes right now. It's pretty good length. That's normal. So I'm tightening that down, and I'm going to leave it not as tight as I normally would, because it's already stripped. So I'm actually going to back that off from there. I'm going to back that off a full rotation because that's already stripped. Now, from there, to continue the star pattern, I would come to here, and I'm going to tighten this one down. And tighten that, tighten that, tighten that. Oh, hey. Stay on the screw head there, Joseph. 7.5 minutes. Yeah, it's a good length video. Pretty satisfied with that. I decided on the fly to video this because I like to show people stuff too that's useful and saves you money, by the way. Wink and a nod to all my friends out there that know about that kind of lifestyle. Keeping the star pattern, we're going to go from there across to here. I'm going to tighten that one down. Right, tighten it down, tighten it down, tighten it down until I feel it grab at the other end. Obviously it's a two-sided housing. That one's tightened down. From there the star pattern is going to bring us here. I'm going to tighten this one, tighten this one, tighten this one. I know the camera work is shoddy on this. Again, I decided to do this on the fly. 1, 2, I'm filming myself. I do not have anybody filming me. I will say, I am looking for people, potentially, like people who can help me out here and there with, you know, you'd just be recording me on my phone. In certain situations where I want somebody to, you know, I want somebody to actually record me properly. So, I'm just going back around now and making sure I've got everything tightened down properly, but not to a point that like anything is stripping out, right? You don't want to strip anything out, obviously, because then you have to do workarounds like I did. So we're gonna back that one in there, back it off. Basically what I do typically in a normal situation with a bolt, I'm gonna lean on this thing for a second to get it to lock in a little more. Typically what I do when I lock in a bolt is I get it to the point that it's tight and then I back it off a quarter turn, right? That's my typically the way I would do that. Now I'm going to grab this screwdriver again, the smaller headed one. I'm going to go ahead and start screwing in this other bolt over here. So what I'm going to have to do is stop right there because I'm going to have to stop recording to get that bolt to go in, okay? But because I am lined up correctly all the way around here. But that's the process of changing out the air filter, and that'll cause your engine to run better. Now, when I do my cabin air filter here in a week or two, I'll do the same thing, record it and post it, because that then affects the air you breathe inside the car. This affects the air the car breathes. The cabin air filter affects the air you breathe inside the cabin of the car, obviously. So hopefully that's helpful to people, useful. I'm going to cut this out at 10:45. Hope that was useful. Be safe, be good to each other, be good to yourselves, as I always say. And I'm going to make a habit of doing this. I'll see you guys around.